Good morning, students. Namaste. Myself, Seema. I'm assistant professor at Jyoti Vidyapeeth University, Jaipur. So today we are going to discuss about the amputation and its PT management. So basically, if we have to define the amputation, so what is amputation? Amputation is like removal of a part of body for the purpose of saving of life. Okay, so basic thing in amputation is we do remove a part of our body which has been severed or injured or cannot be kept because it's ultimately threatening the life of the person. So there are a few things that we must know about amputation, how the amputations are done, what are like good amputation, selective amputation, non-selective amputation, or emergency amputation. So, and the treatment and the assessments, these will be the things which we are going to discuss in amputation. Now, the lower limb amputation are more common than the upper limb amputation. If we will see its prevalence and its like occurrence or the procedure of doing in population, then lower limb amputation are more common than the upper limb amputation. And in India, if we will see, the maximum number of upper limb amputation are in Punjab and Haryana. Okay, so this point of Punjab and Haryana is for knowledge purpose. Now the amputation, the loss of part or loss of a limb or part of limb. Causes. We will discuss, first of all, we will discuss what are the causes for amputation. So here the points are congenital, traumatic, vascular, neoplastic, infection. Okay. So if there is some congenital condition and the person cannot walk because of that and his life will be threatened, the particular joint or particular area blood supply has been compromised or something like that, or some condition or the child has born with some condition, then amputation has to be done to save the life of that child. Now the traumatic, if there is any traumatic injury which has severed the part of the body, then amputation has to be done. Then vascular, again Buerger's disease, diabetes, then neoplastic, some tumors or some osteosarcoma, malignant tumors which has like compromised the limb, the part of the limb, then we have to opt for the amputation. Then infection, for example, infection of the lapis. Now the levels of amputation, if we will see that how and at what level amputations are done, then the mostly amputations are done or the explanation of amputations are done and in reference to the joint. So around the hip, if we will see, then hemipelvectomy, that half of the pelvis has been removed. Hip disarticulation, so the hip joint has been disarticulated. Then transfemoral amputation, the amputation has been done through the like shaft of the femur bone. Then same again, if you will see around the knee, the knee joint articulation, knee articulation, transtibial amputation. Then around the ankle, Siamese amputation, there the ankle mortise has been like preserved and rest of the part of the foot has been removed. Then again at foot, there are so many classification and they all are on the basis of which tarsals bone has been preserved and how the procedure has been done. So some of them are Pirgoff, Chopard, mid-tarsals, then Lindfranz, tarsometatarsal, Boyd's, disarticulation of the toes. Now here you will see that how like at what level hemipelvectomy, disarticulation above knee, below knee, knee amputation, Siamese, Chopard, Lindfranz, disarticulation of the toes. Now whenever the amputation is done and the amputation is of selective procedure, like it's not of some emergency one. Emergency one are like done in the emergency OT, where there is no time to think of the stump, the ideal length, the prosthesis and things. Just whatever part of the limb you can preserve or the medical team can preserve and the life can be saved, at that time only the decisions are made on the table and the amputation is done. So At that type of procedure, the ideal stumping and the thinking of ideal stump and prosthesis are less of concern. First concern at that time of the procedure is sorry, amputation, like saving of the life. Now, if the amputation is elective procedure, like we do have time, we know the condition is worsening and we have to do the amputation. At that time, the idea of the procedure of ideal stumping and its criteria has to be documented and has to be done, so that like after the amputation, the prosthesis fitting, the independency of the patient can be achieved. So what are the criteria for ideal stumping? Ideal stump, it should have adequate length, good muscle power, full ROM in the proximal joint, healthy and non-adherent scar, adequate muscle covering, and normal skill sensation. Okay. Now, if we will see like clinical examination, imaging, and investigation technique here in amputation. So for the orthopedics condition, we will go through the congenital and developmental analysis. Infection, if there is infection and inflammation, arthritis and rheumatoid, metabolic, endocrine tumors, anything. So whatever the condition is there, we have to investigate according to that only. Now, now the begin with the first encounter with the patient. Jaise hi first patient aayega, then clinical and working diagnosis we will go through, imaging and other investigation, then final investigation we will do. Now the clinical examination, as you all know in SOAP principle. So here you can say that we are covering two topics also, like examination of the condition or orthopedics condition. Here also you can say that it has been covered. So first and most important part of the patient evaluation, discrete regarding further line of the work, few disease diagnosed only clinically, history, general and local examination. This all we will do. Then history will be taken, symptoms for the pain, swelling, deformity, weakness, examination, whole of the inspection, palpation, movement, active passive movements, stiffness, laxity, whole of the thing. Then deformity, if any present, already deformity correction, correctable and non-correctable, joint or bone deformity. Then neurological examination for posture, tone, power, deep tendon reflexes, superficial reflexes, sensations, then imaging examination, CT scan, x-rays, imaging, then again for different types of fracture, osteoma, abscesses, whatever the history and the clinical signs and symptoms are suggesting us, according to that we will go for the examination. Okay. Then for the blood tests, different types of blood tests we will go through. Histopathological test, if like there is any tumor case or something like that, then we have to go for the histopathological tests and other things. Okay, so in this way we will do whole of the examination, and after that, like examination is done and we see that amputation is there, the patient the clinical condition is there and patient part has to be amputated. So after the amputation, then a rehabilitation part has to come, and there we physiotherapist, we have to like do PT assessment, the assessment we need to do, and then the rehabilitation part. So in amputation, pre-amputation rehabilitation and post, pre-prosthetic rehabilitation and post-prosthetic rehabilitation is of main thing to consider and main thing to remember for us physiotherapists. So after the amputation, just after the amputation from day 0, we will see, then we will say that period till the prosthetic fitting has been started, it is pre-prosthetic or pre prosthetic fitting phase. So in that phase, from day 0, proper positioning of the amputate part, the proximal part to the amputation leg, the amputated leg or amputated part, then bed positioning, bed mobility, then bandaging of the amputated part to avoid any kind of swelling. We know that from distal to proximal, the bandaging is done, and the pressure is like reduced from distal to proximal, so that there won't be any swelling or fluid accumulation at the distal or the stumping area of the amputated part. So, and then skin care, patient training, and their attender training for the skin care, and following of any red signs like swelling, tenderness, phantom pain. So these are the things we have to educate the patient and the family. Then again, in pre-prosthetic phase, pre-prosthetic training phase, we have to get the patient ready both physically, emotionally, psychologically, so that he or she can be independent in most of his activities of daily life in post prosthetic phase. For that, like his we have done the psychological investigation, his socioeconomic investigation, and everything in our investigation part. So strengthening and mobility of the other parts of the body, other joints, other muscles, whole body. If he will be needed any assistive device, then training with that, and the assistive wherever the assistive device will be needed, then strengthening and mobility exercise for the part which are going to use, which will hold the assistive device like hand and shoulder. So these things will be included under pre-prosthetic training. Then after the prosthetic fitting, stumping has been done, so a good ideal stump has been made, then the prosthetic according to the patient, the need of the patient, the lifestyle of the patient has been done. So after that, there again physiotherapist will have to help the patient in proper fitting of the prosthetic, then how to don and doff, how to wear it and remove it. Then again care of the prosthetic, like when you put the stump, the layering and prevention of skin irritation, skin injury, and observation for the swelling or any other red signs. If you are using the prosthetic, these things should be educated to the patient and to the caregiver if the patient is not able to understand those things. Then again, gait training, the most important phase in the prosthetic phase, because it's the artificial limb or artificial part of the body. Then again, if it is lower limb, then the gait training, and if it is the upper limb, then the uh, including or using that prosthetic part or upper limb part in your activities of daily life. So training for that. So these two important phases or important training is there for the physiotherapist in amputation or post prosthetic phase. So for that, the physiotherapist must be prepared, should prepare the patient from starting pre-phase only, the explanation, the understanding of the things. Then the training started with the strengthening, flexibility, mobility exercises, and proper gait training, and using that prosthetic part in the activities of daily life, so that the person can be independent as much as possible in their activities of daily life, socioeconomic activities of their life. Uh, so in this way, amputation and its rehabilitation is very much of a rehabilitation part, very much of a medical team expert part, where the physiotherapist is an integral part of that medical rehabilitation team. Physiotherapist is a very much important integral part of that medical rehabilitation team if the patient is going through amputation, either it is elective amputation or emergency amputation. Same in the emergency procedure also, since the ideal stumping idea cannot be done, then again the physiotherapist and medical team has to do much of the effort so that a good prosthetic fitting can be done and the person's life can be made independent as much as possible. So in this way, we are hereby covering the topic of amputation. And next we are I want कि आप लोग सारे लोग amputation को अच्छे से पढ़ें, कौन कौन से टाइप के प्रोस्थेटिक्स होती है, फिटिंग्स क्या क्या होते हैं, एज आप लोगों ने बायो इंजीनियरिंग में देखा होगा. सो आप अच्छे से इस टॉपिक को कवर अप करें, एंड कोई भी कंफ्यूजन है तो आप मेरे से प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग ग्रुप जो हमारा गूगल मीट क्लास होता है उसमें आप मेरे से इस टॉपिक के बारे में पूछ सकते हैं. एंड डू रीड, एंड आप कुछ एक्स्ट्रा पढ़ते हो देन वहाँ पे भी आपको कुछ कंफ्यूजन होता है, देन डू आस्क मी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग